What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And today, as you guys hopefully saw from the thumbnail and the title of the video, we are working on the cassowary enclosure. So yes, I know I said next episode I might do something like a tapir or I don't know, but I just decided to work on the cassowary. I don't know, they just seemed like a bird that fit in this section of the zoo. I mean, we just finished working off with the flamingos and shubo, even though these animals are not like from the same ecological area. It's a zoo, so the animals don't necessarily have to be from the same place in order to like be in the same area of the zoo. I mean, it's like a park, so yeah. But today I'm working on cassowary enclosure. Nothing too complex, just a simple, well, I want to say semicircle, but it's more of like a semi-oval, well, like 3/4 of an oval, then like the rest of the oval is just a shelter. So obviously, as you guys can see to your top left corner, I finished working on the flamingo exhibit shelter, and I just made a pathway that joins from the flamingo shelter to the cassowary shelter. So yeah, that way the zookeepers have easy access to both animals. So I kind of went with the same style for the flamingos. The only difference is that this one has multiple viewpoints. Well, I mean, by technicality, then the flamingo enclosure also has multiple viewpoints, but it's not all one path. This is like, one-sided. One side has a viewing path, then there's like a bunch of trees, and the other side has like a viewing area as well. So this is the first enclosure that has a waterfall. I want to say this is the first enclosure that has a water feature, but I forgot that the flamingo enclosure as well has a water feature. But yeah, this is the first exhibit. You're gonna see later on during the time lapse that I add a waterfall. Right now I'm just working on the shelter building. So for most of the animals, right, the shelters are going to be kind of sort of unaccessible. Yes, my English is going today. Unaccessible. So it's just more of like for, well, if you use your imagination purposes, then you will understand that here's the waterfall that I start working on. But in terms of the shelter, most of them are just like, I'm trying to make the zoo as realistic as possible. I mean, if there was a way to get like doors that were large and like could actually function properly, then the shelters would be 100% effective and 100% useful in a way. Not that they're useless, I mean, they work as designed, but in terms of like being used as an actual shelter, they don't really fit that description well. But right now I'm working on like another little river lake thing. Well, since obviously there was a waterfall, I just thought, why not make a river that goes like through the enclosure or something, someplace for the cassowaries to drink or take a bath. I'm not sure if cassowaries can swim. I haven't done much research on cassowaries, but I thought this was a cool feature. Right now I was just working on the shelter, putting the doors where the birds get in, adding some decorations and trees. One thing about the trees, right? So, okay, right now I'm just trying to add bushes, but one thing I've noticed about trees when I'm doing these time lapse is that the trees block too much line of sight for you guys who are viewing. So obviously for me, like, I can like easily go through the trees, adding the plants and all that stuff, but for you guys who are watching, it becomes much, well, let me not say much harder, but like it becomes harder for me to like navigate the camera through all these different bits. So I think next time when I'm building an enclosure that's going to be densely packed or covered with trees, I will firstly add the flowers, grasses and everything else, and then add trees afterwards, because I think that's more better for you guys who are viewing. So right now I'm just terraforming again. I at first wanted to leave this enclosure just plain grass, but I thought it looked a bit too green, so I tried to change it a bit and make it, bring a bit of brown into the enclosure. Right now I'm doing the same thing I did with the flamingos, adding plants in the water, adding just plants everywhere, having the sugar cane by the edges there. But otherwise, I don't really do much else with this exhibit. I mean, besides the fact that it's just densely covered with trees and plants, as much as that's kind of uncomfortable to see, it's more of like, in a way, satisfactory for the animals. But I think I'm going to end the voiceover over here, and I will see you guys when I do the showcase. Okay, everybody, I'm back with the final enclosure. So yeah, obviously there's things, obviously this is the final. I guess I could show this off. So we have the so obviously we have this area that shows that nobody's allowed to enter here besides staff members only. So obviously it's a path that leads over to these two buildings, which I have completed for the flamingos. So obviously their indoor building is complete with the area where the birds go, and keepers can enter here, enter their enclosure. And I also changed the gate for the flamingo. So remember, it used to be this what do you call this? It used to be, why am I losing my mind here? It used to be a pillar quartz block gate type thing, but I changed that for these spruce trapdoors, because I think they just work better as exhibit fences. But we've got the cassowaries one, which is over here, and obviously this is where the birds go at night. So this is like their backstage area, shelter type building. And we have this lovely fountain here. I really like this fountain. And obviously we've got lots of plants over here. I really like how dense this is. Allows the cassowary to hide. Speaking of the cassowary, I don't know if you guys saw in the time lapse, I spawned in 3 cassowaries and I ended up with 1, which is, here it is. So yeah, we only have 1 cassowary left, and the reason being is because firstly, I sent the other ones to a different zoo, so to Bedrock Zoo or something, I don't know. I got rid of them in a humane way. So obviously the reason I have 1 inside is because I did research on cassowaries. Cassowaries tend to be solitary creatures, so yeah, hence I left it as 1. But otherwise, I feel like this is a decent enclosure, as much as it's kind of dense with trees and flowers. I still think it's great, because the cassowary gets to like camouflage. It's got a really derpy walk, and it's from World Wild Animals mod, for those who are asking. So yeah, that's our cassowary enclosure. There's 2 viewing points. There's over here, there's a viewing area over here, and another one. I'm sure you guys can see the rock wall there. That's for future project. But yeah, we've got another viewing area over here, which I'm not too much of a fan, mostly because of this tree. I'm probably in my spare time gonna remove it and like place it maybe here, because there's gonna be more trees also over here that just cover up all these areas, just so that it's not easy to just look straight into the shelter buildings of the animals. But yeah, this is the cassowary enclosure. I think it's pretty decent. I think it's cool. It's like looking super cool. Plus the cassowary itself, it's kind of derpy, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's not a 10, but it's also not like a 1. So that's something. Otherwise, yeah, I am pretty happy with this enclosure. Otherwise, for the next exhibit, I'm thinking I'm gonna work something here, and I'm probably gonna find a way to bring The same way I've made that rock wall go over there, I'm going to make this rock wall continue over this way, and it's going to be the backdrop for another enclosure that I might add over here, which is, I'm not sure. I'm going to look through all the animals that I have for the jungle section, but you guys can leave down in the comments what you would like to see next. And otherwise, that's the cassowary enclosure. I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah, you guys can leave down in the comments what you want me to build next. But yeah, until next time guys, I will see you.